watching.
Subscribe.
Hello, you're watching Screen Stalker. My name is Chopper P. Quinnell, and this is the movie news. Before we get into the stories today, including the entirety of the MCU Phase 4 plans potentially being leaked, have yourself a super click party by pressing the thumbs up, subscribe, and bell icons to enable notifications, and leave us a comment answering the question of the day, which today is, which MCU character deserves their own Phase 4 solo movie? But first, it was reported recently that Fox's final attempt at the X-Men franchise had garnered poor results, with X-Men Dark Phoenix earning $32.8 million on its opening weekend, the lowest of any X-Men movie to date, even though the first one came out in 2000, and there's been nearly 20 years of inflation between then and now. There could be many factors which contributed to the movie's failure, coming off the heels of the largest superhero movie of all time being Avengers Endgame, being in somewhat of a lull in the movie industry as a whole since then, and Marvel's acquisition of the rights to the characters tarnishing the impact of the final installment. However, according to Dark Phoenix writer and director Simon Kinberg, it's none of those, as he has now openly admitted the blame lies with him in an interview with KCRW. It is clearly a movie that didn't connect with audiences that didn't see it. It didn't connect enough with audiences that did see it. So that's on me. I'm saying when a movie doesn't work, put it on me. I'm the writer-director, the movie didn't connect with audiences, that's on me. Dark Phoenix was the first movie Kinberg ever directed, having only previously worked as a producer on the franchise since X-Men First Class. However, it's very unusual for a director to put their hands up and just admit they made a mistake, or several in this case. Whatever you think about Dark Phoenix, you've got to respect his self-awareness. We'll have to see if the same can be said of F. Gary Gray, who directed Men in Black International, because that movie was released this past Friday, and guess what? It also absolutely tanked. Thor in Black International opened this past weekend with a domestic box office of $28 million. To put that in perspective, that's $5 million less than X-Men Dark Phoenix, and significantly less than the other Men in Black movies, all of which made at least $50 million on their opening weekends. Maybe those that worked on the movie would rather forget it existed. Something neuralizer joke. Men in Black International is just the latest supposed Hollywood blockbuster that's failed to connect, with Godzilla King of the Monsters and X-Men Dark Phoenix both not drawing as well as originally projected. But it looks like that trend might be about to end, as Toy Story 4 comes out on June 21st, and the early critic reviews are in. As reported by Rotten Tomatoes, the early critic reviews are in for Toy Story 4, and from an astounding 96 reviews, Toy Story 4 is sitting at 100%. 100% from 96 reviews. That's insane. While some people, including me, questioned whether this movie even needed to be made, with Toy Story 3 wrapping up the franchise so nicely, it appears the direction of Toy Story 4 is actually connecting with those who watched it. The movie itself is projected to break records for an opening weekend for an animated movie. And now with the move that it's supposedly a great movie, this will only project the movie to even further heights, possibly even grossing more than its predecessor, which made over $1 billion. But now we move from the factual to the speculative, as the entirety of Marvel's Phase 4 MCU plans, including story details, have supposedly been leaked. While nothing about this is confirmed or concrete by any means, I will warn you that there may be potential major spoilers ahead for MCU Phase 4, including major plot points and reveals. It's been reported via BGR.com that a supposed Marvel insider, who also revealed several Avengers Endgame plot points months before the movie was released, has now disclosed details for every Phase 4 movie in production right now. It was originally posted to 4chan before being moved to Reddit, so brace yourselves, because here we go with the potential spoilers. Norman Osborn, also known as Green Goblin, is expected to become the primary antagonist of the earthly, grounded section of the MCU, while the cosmic section is currently without one. We've got plot point spoilers for some movies now, so again, spoilers ahead. Potentially. Spider-Man Far From Home features Mysterio, however it appears it will turn out that he's the one controlling the elemental beasts that are ruining cities, and he wants to make it look like he's the hero who destroys them in order to gain favor with the public and usurp Iron Man. Also, Oscorp will buy Stark Tower. In the Black Widow solo movie, Yelena Belova will be introduced as the new Black Widow. Richard Madden is reportedly playing the lead role of Icarus in the Eternals, who will supposedly possibly be a pivotal part of the cosmic section of the MCU. Killmonger will appear in the spiritual plane in Black Panther 2, and the movie is reportedly very political, whatever that means. And as previously reported on Screenstalker, the Mandarin is rumored to be Shang-Chi's father. Christine Palmer, Wong, Mordo, and the Ancient One will all be featured in Doctor Strange 2, with Mordo playing a complex, sympathetic villain like Loki. Guardians 3 looks to be an emotional movie, as Drax will find out his daughter is still alive, Rocket will find his creator and fall in love with another of his creator's experiments, and Star-Lord and Nebula will grow closer as they search for Gamora. As expected, Thor will also be in the movie. Falcon and Winter Soldier return in an unnamed movie where the duo face off against a government-sanctioned new Captain America, which will lead to Falcon actually taking his place at the end. Vision is supposedly rebuilt in another unnamed movie, and he and Wanda live together. However, Vision gets possessed by a dark force. And finally, Hawkeye comes out of retirement and trains Kate Bishop, who takes his place as Hawkeye, with potential appearances from The Hood and Trickshot. That's an awful lot of information, and again, take this all with a pinch of salt, as absolutely none of it has been confirmed. However, if it is true, I'm quite looking forward to these movies. Thank you for watching, but before you go, make sure to press the thumbs up, subscribe, and bell icons to stay notified of all uploads, and leave us a comment answering the question of the day. Press the videos to my right to be taken to even more content as well. I've been Chopper Pete Quinnell, and remember, we're watching.